On Daf 6 of Pesachim, we get one of the most important principles of, I guess you call them exegesis in the Torah. Basically, the principles that allow you to interpret and to understand what's going on. And the principle is this, that there's no before or after in the Torah. What do we mean? It means the Torah is not written in chronological order. You can't necessarily see one thing that happened here and then something else that happened a chapter later and say the thing that happened in the chapter later happened after the thing that happened in the chapter before it. So a great example is the story of Moses' father-in-law, Yitro, that we see that he comes to visit the Jewish people right after they left Egypt. He comes to catch up with everybody, and he brings Moses' kids back with him. And then he comes right before the giving of the Torah. And yet later we have the story of him coming to the people, much like 2 books later in the Torah, well after the giving of the Torah. So you could say, well, maybe he visited twice. He came once before the Torah because it's there in the book, and he came once after the Torah. But we don't look at it that way. We don't look at this happening chronologically. So really, we're looking at 2 different recordings of the same events that are put at different points, and we don't really know when it happened. Did Yitro, did he come before the giving of the Torah with Moses' kids, or did he come after? And that's a big difference if you think about it. It means that Moses' kids might not have been at the giving of the Torah. We say like all of the Jewish nation was at the giving of the Torah. Maybe his kids were absent. We don't fully know because we can't really look at the Torah and see a clear chronology in the order of the events. And that's a principle that we get today on Daf 6 of Pesachim.